Hello traders, welcome back to the Trend Trader channel. In this short video, we're just gonna be looking at something that is exciting. For those people that are not aware yet, the SEC granted or it approved the launch of a Bitcoin spot ETF. That means that different companies that issue ETFs in the US will be able to offer a Bitcoin tracking ETF. And depending on the broker that you are using, you might or might not have an access to this kind of an ETF. So the one that we are looking at now is the one from ARK Invest, but there are other companies that will be offering cryptocurrency based exchange traded funds. So before we proceed, I would like to ask those who haven't subscribed to please consider subscribing. And if you find value in this video, please make sure that you smash the like button. So we are on the ARK Invest website. As you can see, there's a lot of information that is flying in there. But the most important information that you have to see is that the fund, it has gained or it was approved by the SEC. However, they are saying that it was not listed in the Chicago option board or board of options and stuff. However, that Bitcoin ETF is launching on the 11th of January 2024. So there's not so much information in terms of other things, especially what constitutes the fund. We know that it's a fund that is going to track Bitcoin, as the name suggests. ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF. The ticker is ARKB, and then the net asset value based on the date on the 10th of January 2024 was $45.85. At this moment, the US market hasn't opened. It's about an hour 30 minutes before the US market opens, so the net asset value is definitely going to change as we see. And then, so there's always going to be a lot of information. You can find the fact sheet about the ETF. You can find the prospectus about the ETF. But long story short, it's just going to be tracking Bitcoin. It is as simple as it gets. But there are certain things that you need to be mindful of. Is that one of those things is that an investment in the ETF is not a direct investment in Bitcoin. For those people that have been involved with Bitcoin for the number of years in the past, you know that if you own Bitcoin, it doesn't matter whether it's a full coin or it's a fraction of a coin. You can always save your coins in a cold chain or whatever that you want to save. In this case, you don't have a direct investment. You just have, let's say, an investment with somebody who has a direct ownership. But that is not something new. People have always been investing in commodities like gold, silver. Sometimes there are some oils, exchange traded notes where you don't have a direct investment in such commodities. It is nothing new. However, it is worth mentioning that remember that if somebody hacks that key wherever the Bitcoin is stored, then it is beyond your control. So you have to hope that the ETF provider is doing everything in the best of their abilities to ensure that the Bitcoins or whatever cryptocurrencies or crypto they have is stored safely. So again, the fund objective is to track the performance of Bitcoin as measured by this CME reference rate. Okay, so the value is going to change. We know that the price of securities, they always change. And then why should you consider this ETF? So in this case, we are not just talking about ARKB, we are talking about any ETF in general. We obviously know that with Bitcoin there is a growth potential. It's a speculative digital asset, and in terms of market cap at this moment, we know that they say there's going to be 21 million Bitcoins. But in ETF, now we are talking about derivatives. Anything is possible. And then there's that thing that creeps in, the regulated exposure to Bitcoin. Remember, one thing that people like Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies for, centralization. So in terms of regulation, whatever that means, and then also it's a tool for diversification. The ETF itself is going to hold Bitcoin alone, but you can hold the ETF with other products, and then you can diversify your total investment portfolio. So you can see there's some kind of short information. There's even a video. Since we are on YouTube, we're not gonna play this video because now it will affect our copyright, but you can watch this video on your own. There's the ticker. It has a net asset of about 10.3 million. So you're gonna see how much money investors are gonna pour in this ETF. It's an index commodity ETF that is tracking Bitcoin. It's trading in the Chicago Board of Options. Well, I'm not gonna bother myself that much about that E, but the CBOE is the Chicago Board of Options. And then the inception date is the 11th of January. And then below you're gonna see the total expense ratio when you're looking at the fees, and then these are the fees. So if you look at the fees here, there's a management fee of 0.21%, and then there's this waiver fee, or they waiver the whole 0.21%. So at this moment, it's like you can invest in it without worrying much about paying fees. There's nothing in terms of historical change. It's just gonna start. There's no performance information in terms of holdings. All the money is just gonna be plunged into Bitcoin, and then there are more documents that you can read there, like the fact sheet, the white paper, the prospectus. So that's it for today. I would like to know from you if you're gonna be considering to invest in an ETF that is tracking any cryptocurrency, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, or all the other kinds of cryptos that are available. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you smash that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet, and also smash that like button. We will see you in the next video.